Hi, my name is Justin and welcome to our video voice series, and today we're going to be talking about posture. And when we're singing, we often don't think about how we should be standing or how we should be presenting ourselves. But the one thing that's really important is making sure we have the proper posture so we can allow for our best air quality and best tonality. So first things first, let's take a little bit of a check and see how are we standing. So if you're sitting, let's stand up. And if we're standing, let's just do a little check. How exactly are we standing? Are we having our shoulders slumped? Are we bending our knees? Are we going to be twisted a little bit? A lot of people can have their own ways of doing things in terms of posture, but also not really realize how that might be affecting them. So the first thing we want to do is just squeeze our shoulders up, and we're going to squeeze all the way up to just to touch our ears, and then just drop. And let that relax for a second. Now, if you're not sure on how to actually get that all the way up, maybe roll them back is another way too. Just so we can really relax those shoulders, because often posture is affected in our shoulders. So just to kind of get our deltoids to really be responsive and understand what's happening. And then while we roll them back, see if you can puff your chest out and notice that difference. This might feel awkward for a lot of people because we often don't stand or don't walk this way. But in fact, this is going to be the best way for air to be walking into us. So let's try that again. So we'll bring the shoulders up, touch our ears, and then let's roll them back. Puff that chest out while you do it. And notice chest is all the way out. We have that peacock chest, as we would call it. And we have the shoulders brought back just slightly a little bit. And you'll have this really interesting, again, if you're not used to it, it might feel a little awkward, and that's okay. We're allowed to feel a little awkward in something that we haven't really done before. And again, this is posture that's really meant for that good air quality. So let's focus on that. Again, let's try it one last time. Bring those shoulders up and roll them back and puff the chest out, and there we go. Now notice, this part of posture will help us in terms of taking in that air quality. Now we can use this in conjunction with what we learned about breathing in our last video. In the last video we spoke about how breathing is going to be either brought up from the bottom, or we can use that technique of breathing in through that one nostril. Now if we really mastered that and acquired that skill, we can then combine this with our posture. So let's try it. Let's roll that back and puff that chest out, and now breathing in from the bottom. Notice that. You might feel like you got a lot more air than what you originally would. And what's key with this is making sure we have a great combination of taking in air and having good positioning or good posture here. Okay, let's try that one more time. We'll bring those shoulders up, bring it back, and breathing on in and out. If you're feeling really relaxed right now, it's probably because you're actually doing what would be considered a meditative breath. This is very, very similar to meditation in a way. So unfortunately, we're not going to be sitting or lying down. We're going to be active here. There's still active breathing here. So we really want that breath to be full, and we really want it to be prepared to exhale, because singing is such an active quality. And the gas in our fuel tank, so to speak, is going to be this air. So the car, our body, our voice won't drive very far if we have enough of that air. Okay, so posture here is going to be key. All right, so a lot of this is about keeping a lot of that chest out, and then this being active. And one thing we don't really realize is that our core is very, very related to singing. If anything, it's probably the most active part, because in our last video series, I actually recommended and made an observation about our diaphragm, how we use that. Our diaphragm is that muscle here, and it needs to be active. It's almost like if you've ever lifted up something really heavy, and I go, huh, and squeeze. If you've ever done that before, you've used your diaphragm before. It tightens within our core. So that's the goal here, is activating that while singing. So when we take that breath in and hold it, then it's you tightening that diaphragm, preparing the voice to have a very, very loud and present tonality. So what we're going to try here is we're going to get that breath, combine it with that posture, and let's see if we can hold it for 3 seconds. Ready? Breathing in. Let's just make sure we have this in. Roll those shoulders back. Breathe on in with me, okay? Hold. 1, 2. Very good, very good. This is proper posture at its most effective level because now you have breath working for you rather than against you. Last thing here will be where our feet are going to go. In fact, if you're performing, our feet are going to be loosey-goosey as much as we can. So what we're going to try to do is make sure that we actually have really good loosey-goosey feet, but our knees are going to be part of this as well. Let's just make sure our knees are just slightly bent, just slightly. So again, we can have a strong core, strong knees, and again, really loose shoulders that are brought back. And this will allow us to really focus in that lower back. When we bend these knees this way, our lower back activates a little bit. This is all about our core. So just bend those knees a little bit. Now we're putting this in combination. I know there's a lot of different steps, so we'll take it slow. Knees are bent. We're going to bring those shoulders all the way up, roll them back, puff out the chest, and breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Really, really nice job. So bringing this in combination, again, once you get really good with it, we can walk around, we can have an easy time singing while we walk, and still have this whole upper half of our body be active and ready for our performance. So let's see if we could try this. Breathing through our nose and out the mouth while we try this, okay? So again, last time, bending our knees, bringing the shoulders around and puff out that chest. Let's breathe through that nose and out. Very nice. Let's see if we can do it in a time. I'll give you 5 seconds. I think you can do it. Ready? Knees are bent. Shoulders are going to round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out. Who would have thought singing would have been so relaxing, right? So trying this technique will really help with your breath. Appropriate posture with our shoulders will loosen all of this, however, activate our lower body and get you ready for a solid performance.